Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. Before we start today's lesson, let's have a look and see how we've been getting on with our numbots. Well, 2CH get a special mention today for being the class with the highest number of children going on numbots over the last 7 days. Well done, 2CH. Have a look at the screen and give everyone a bit of a clap. Well done. These are the top 5 names in each class for playing on numbots over the last 7 days. Lots of you had been on numbots several times over the last 7 days, maybe for about 10 minutes each time, so not a lot of time, but going on there regularly and hopefully having some fun with numbers will make you super mathematicians. Perhaps if you haven't been on numbots yet, perhaps you could make yourself a little target for this week. Just doing it a couple or 3 times, a few minutes each time, will help your maths become even better. And look out for your name on one of our maths lessons next week. We're going to warm our brains up today by playing some Hit the Button. Come with me, we're going to first do our 5 times table. Are you ready? Let's go. Right, 6 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Or 10 times 5, we should know that really quickly. It is 50. 5 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You have a go at the next one. Did you get it right? 11 times 5. Well, if we know 10 times 5 is 50, 5 more will be 55. And then 5 more than that, because we've now got 12, would be 60. 1 5, nice and easy. 2 5s, we've seen that one. 8 5s. Can you count in 5s and get it right? Were you right? It was 40. 10 times 5 again, 50. We should be getting a bit whizzier with that one. Oh, and again. 8 times 5, we've had that already. 40. This time we got 12 out of 13 because we made a little mistake. Today is all about dividing by 10. So let's make sure that we know our 10 times table by having a go at those. Okay, 10 times 10, let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And the next one, can you count in tens? 5 times. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Ooh, I wonder if there's a pattern that might help us. Let's try this one. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. What do you think this one might be? 80. We've had this one, so I remember 10 times 10 is 100. Let's try the next one. Oh, we've had this one too. 5 times 10 is 50. 4 times 10 is 40. 2 tens, 10, 20. 7 tens must be 70. And 100 again. Oh, we couldn't quite squeeze in a last one. 10 out of 10, not bad. Right, head over yourself to Hit the Button. See if you can have a go at the 10 times table and see how many you get. Remember, you're playing yourself, so try and achieve your personal best and then try and beat your own score. Did you notice any patterns with the 10 times table? Let's have a look at them. So here are all the numbers on a 100 square. They're at the end of each row. Have a look at them again. What do you notice? Hopefully you noticed that in the place of the ones, there is a 0. That makes them friendly numbers. They're friendly because they're often easier to deal with when we're thinking about our maths, and obviously we can draw a smiley face in them because they're a nice round shape. So try to remember today that if you have a 0 in the ones, your number will be in the 10 times table. Okay, so today's learning objective to use division, multiplication and equals. Have a go at making the signs with me. Division, multiplication and equals. And remember that the reason that we're doing this is because sharing things out fairly is something we do in everyday life. Some of the vocabulary that we'll need for today's lesson are equal, share, groups, division, and recognise. Okay, let's start with a my turn. So, our first division sentence says 10 divided by 10 equals. Pause the video and have a think about how we might do that. What did you think of? Well, thinking about the last few lessons that we've done together, I could draw my 10 circles. So I know I've started with 10 and I'm dividing or sharing into 10 equal groups. So I could draw my 10 equal groups. I know that I've started with 10, so I share them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see in each group I've got 1, so I know the answer is 1. But we could also think about how many 10s go into 10. It's much quicker to count in 10s and I can see 1 10. Let's have a quick look at what happens to our number when we divide by 10. So when we've got 10, we've got a 1 in the 10s column and 0 in the 1s. When we're dividing by 10, our number is getting 10 times smaller. So our digits move one space to the right. So our 1 is no longer a 10, it's in the place of the 1s. So 10 divided by 1 is 1. 20 divided by 10 is 2. You can see it quite clearly here. This understanding will help us with division and multiplication. So we know that 1 times 10, or one lot of 10, one group of 10, equals 10. 1 10. Then we also know that if we start with 10 and we divide by 10, that the answer will be 1. 10 divided by 10 is 1. There's 1 10 in 10. It's the same if we start with 20. So 10 times 2, 2 10s, is 20. 20 divided by 10 equals 2. There are 2 10s in 20. Okay, let's read it through together. 30 divided by 10 equals. Now, I'm not going to draw those 10 circles. I'm going to count in 10s. So, 10, 20, 30. I got 3 10s. My answer is 3. Then I'm going to turn it into a multiplication. 10 times, and I've got my numbers at the top, so I know it's 10 times 3, 10, 20, 30 equals 30. Remembering that my biggest number in my multiplication comes at the end, whereas it's at the beginning for my division. Now time for your turn, so you can pause the screen on the challenge you'd like to have a go at and then come back for a check. For Chili Challenge 1, count in 10s to solve division number sentences. Chili Challenge 2, solve the division number sentences and write the multiplications. And for Chili Challenge 3, there are some word problems for you to reason and explain your answers. How did you find them? Hope you remembered to count in 10s. So here's the check for Chili Challenge 1. And then our Pink for Think. Can you divide 21 by 10? Hopefully you came up with the answer. No, you cannot divide 21 by 10 and get a whole number answer. And I've drawn the circles there to remind you. So there should be one circle with 3 in and the others have got 2. So there are not equal groups. And then we've counted in 10s to check. 10, 20, 30. Next, Chili Challenge 2. So the division sentences on the left, multiplications on the right. And hopefully you had a go and spotted the mistake. 20 divided by 10 should be 2. The mistake was that they multiplied those two numbers. And 20 times 10 should be 200. Finally, a check for Chili Challenge 3. So remember, you should be using that rucksack method like Miss Hammond talked about last week. So first we read and circle the important bits of information so that we understand what we're being asked. So Tom needs 56 bottles of water to last him his journey. Bottles of water come in packs of 10. So we know that we're starting with 56. We know we're dividing by 10. How many packets of water would he need to buy? Justify your answer. So you're being asked to explain why you've answered the way you have. So can we start? We know that we're dividing by 10. Are we going to start with 50? No, because that won't give us enough bottles of water. So we're going to start with the next multiple of 10, which is 60. 60 divided by 10 is 6, so we know he needs 6 packets of water. If you wanted to go one step further, you might work out that there are going to be 4 extra bottles left because 60, subtract the 56 he needs, will leave 4 left over. And the last problem of the day asks you to use a strategy. So Tom has sweets to share with his friends when he gets home. He needs to share them equally. He has 10 friends. How many could they have each? How many different amounts can you find? So we know the lowest number he can divide equally by 10 is 10. So if 10 divided by 10 equals 1, they'd have 1 sweet each. If he had 20, 20 divided by 10 equals 2. They'd have 2 sweets each. 30 divided by 10 equals 3, so 3 sweets each. How many other different amounts did you find? I look forward to seeing them sent to our Year 2 email address. Well done, Year 2. I look forward to seeing how you got on today. Come back tomorrow for some more division problems. See you then.